All right. Every now and then you get a chance to chop it up with a guy named Lucas, who's in this great state of Arkansas. Sue! Hey!
Woo pig.
So, Lucas, how's Arkansas these days?
Arkansas's nice. We it's hot right now, but we get all 4 seasons, so I can't complain. I can drive an hour in any direction, be in a lake, a mountain, enjoy
That
the
is
outside
pretty nice.
weather, and live a healthy life.
You got a lot of greenery too out there, right? Trees and stuff.
We do. Everything's green right now. South Arkansas, you get a lot of pine. Up here, I'm in the mountains, the Boston Mountains up in northwest Arkansas, so a little less piney, a little more oak, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, I like it. Do you guys have wildlife out there? What's the wildlife that hangs out there? Deers and stuff, I take it.
Yeah, everything that's all over the Midwest, a lot of deer, squirrels, rabbits. The
Razorbacks? Any
occasional grizzly
razorbacks out there
bear.
in the
There's some
mountains?
razorbacks, a lot of hogs.
Sweet.
Those are they're,
So,
they're a nuisance, but we tend to be a nuisance in the college football sphere. We get an upset every year.
how you guys gonna be this year? Good?
I hope we're good, man.
You guys spend some
I,
of that NIL money? Like NIL is changing the whole game for college football.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm excited for our quarterback. I like our Taysom Green's coming back, but we'll see what else is gonna. We lost some wide receivers, so we'll see
Arkansas
who
has
they pick
always
up and
had
put
great
together.
running backs. Like they've had those like every now and then those just really good running backs.
Yeah, it seems like the last couple years our running backs have fallen short, but I think we got some good recruits. I can't remember the name, but I haven't been I've been baseball season has had me sidetracked and then burned. So
Who's your team in
I've been
baseball?
ignoring college sports for the last like month.
Who's your team in baseball?
How's that?
Who's your team in baseball? Who do you follow?
I'll follow the Razorbacks, and we were in the College World Series. We lost to LSU twice, and then they put us down.
Wow.
So I'm gearing up. I've been studying for my fantasy football. I'm a big NFL player or NFL fantasy football player. I'm
Fantasy
excited
football
for
is
that.
huge, man.
I love it. I do a lot of underdog drafts.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
What's
I
an
love playing in
underdog
tournaments.
draft? Is that the site you're talking about, the platform?
Yeah, underdog is I just do it on my phone. It's the platform, but you can do best ball drafts. So they have all kinds of different tournaments and ways to play. They have daily where you can just do like pick'ems, over unders, and you can select a different amount. I play a lot of best ball drafts, so you just draft before the season, and then it'll put your best players forward, and you're playing in a league of 10,000 people, but you're all playing for $100,000, $500,000,
There
depending
you
on the
go.
size
Take
of the
it down,
tournament.
baby. Take it down.
So hopefully, I may make some money. If not, probably.
I'm a huge poker player, and the World Series of Poker is in Vegas right now, and the main
Oh
event
yeah.
now. And poker players love that fucking fantasy shit. And I've never gotten into it, but like they take that stuff, they research the fuck out of it. They do a ton of stuff with that. DraftKings
That's
is
just the
a huge.
gambling. That's just enjoying gambling at
Yeah,
that point.
yeah, those guys do have a gambling degeneracy. Talk a little bit about your podcast.
So my podcast is Lifestyle Strength. We talk all things health and wellness, specifically like highlighting people's stories, people of everyday life. We've interviewed a lot of business owners, people who um, got their start in health and wellness by starting their business and just their little sector of it and how that impacted them, and other people who have had just amazing triumphs and stories. And we really aim to try to relate to the normal person who is trying to figure out how to be better, how to grow better, and be a stronger person. So we find that sharing these wonderful stories gives us insights and helps us, use our expertise in health and wellness to break some of those concepts down in ways that are relatable to everybody. Because we don't think that we're living in science experiments or petri dishes. We're all living life and trying to be better and be healthier, be happier. So, doing that in a sustainable and realistic way is kind of the point of our podcast and how to share that information with people.
It's only later in life that I started really focusing on the food I put in my body and my health and my wellness and my fitness and my exercise. And then I adopted three dogs and they keep me busy all day long. So
Yeah,
at the end of the day, I think people have to learn about nutrition and health and wellness earlier in life because if you don't learn about that, you literally can get trapped into a lot of bad things like eating too much sugar. Like sugar's in everything these days. And I
right.
know there's a big fight against seed oils and how bad they are. Like I saw,
Hmm.
canola oil is actually rapeseed oil. And I saw videos of how they make rapeseed oil.
Oh, it'll make you never want to eat it again.
Oh
It's
my God.
bad.
Like if you ever buy canola oil, you should watch the video one time and you will never buy that shit again.
Mm-mm.
And I use like olive oil, like extra virgin olive oil for everything now. And I'm
Hmm.
not kidding you, like that. And I use coconut oil to make my muffins. I make muffins for my dogs, and the coconut oil really, it's a different kind of oil. It gets really,
Hmm.
it's very liquidy, and it's great for like baked goods, bakeries. But canola oil, I mean, by the way, I'm not getting sponsored by any canola oil companies after this. That shit is fucking grotesque. Like the
Yeah.
fact that people put that shit in their body, and I don't think they fucking understand it. That is, you watch that video one time and you'll be like, what the fuck am I eating?
It's pretty amazing what goes on in our food industry and what they put in
Oh,
it
it's
here in
crazy.
America.
It's crazy.
Um, I tell people, and I've helped hundreds of people over the years, and I find that people who start earlier, they just do better. It never gets any easier. We're only ever getting older, which means our bodies don't tend to work as well, especially as life happens and things get more complicated in life. It just gets harder. So there's always a good time to start, and now is usually always the right time to start, even when you're
Or
busy.
yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday, that would have
Now
been
or
the best time to
yesterday.
start. But all we're doing is living today, so we just got to move forward and make the best decisions we can.
What are some of the things that you've learned by doing your show about health and wellness? For me, it's sugar. Like it's me, for me, I'm very conscious about
Hmm.
how much sugar I put in my body.
I'd say I like to think in like big concepts, big principles. Like there's a lot of tactics out there. People give up sugar, people give up, seed oils, people
Well,
count their
buddy, I got news
calories.
for you.
There's
It's near
there's
to
lots of
impossible.
ways
It's
to
near to
go about.
impossible to give up sugar entirely. Like they sneak that shit in everything.
Oh, totally, totally. But like people limit it. People try to limit themselves to different things, even just calories, right? They're trying to lose weight. And it's not that those things don't work, right? But I find that, and what I teach a lot of the people that I help is it's about those skills, right? Like if you're disciplined, if you are showing up every day, if you're executing what you know you need to do, right? Like your steps, your movement, you're eating whole foods. If you're executing, if you're making time to do those things, if you're paying attention to those things as you're doing them, that's like 80% of the battle. It's just doing those things. And those things can never be taken away from you, right? Like you can fail 100 times trying to follow your diet. You can fail, doing an exercise the right way. But if you keep showing up, if you keep making time to show up, you keep doing it, you keep at it, eventually you're going to get there. Eventually you're going to see pretty amazing results. And that
No,
gets us way further than anything else.
well, the funny thing is, everyone talks about like my diet and you're failing a diet and so on and so forth. I try to look at it a little differently. There's a lot of people that feed themselves, and when you feed yourself, you eat some barbecue or something, you can overeat. You go to
Mhm.
a buffet, you can overeat. You're just feeding yourself because it tastes good. But if start people start looking at food as fuel and say,
Yep.
what do I need? What does my body need right now? And for
Hmm.
me, like I start my mornings with something relatively easy, either a protein shake, which my body can break down fairly quickly, or or a cup of hot tea or something to just wake up my insides. And my big meal I have during the middle of the day, and then by 6 o'clock, I don't eat any more solid food whatsoever. And I tell people I learned a long time, well, not a long time ago, but in the last 10 years, I need to start treating food differently. Because instead
Hmm.
of food being just something that I, nom, 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 oh, I love, delish, love, delish, I have to start asking myself, what do I need right now? What does my body need? Here's another example. I travel a lot and I fly a lot. Last thing you want to do is get on a 4 hour, 5 hour flight and pile in, a big cheeseburger or whatever you want in your body because
Hmm.
you're about to be sedentary. And that's the wrong food item you want to put in your body. If anything, you probably would just want to have liquid and just feed your body some sort of liquid or something easy that your body can hold for a couple of hours. And it's all about learning how to fuel your body, not feed your body.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It sounds like you've figured a big step of it out that I think it takes a lot of people a long time to, wake up to that idea that it's not all about pleasure, right? It's
Well,
about
I
the
was
difference
343
between.
pounds and my doctor did a colonoscopy on me. and said, "Hey, buddy, you got very little time to live unless you make major changes in your life." Now, the good news is that was 8 years ago, so I've made dramatic changes, but
Hmm.
I brought my weight down to 204. Right now, I'm about 220, and I had to go through a massive. For me, I literally poured myself into learning everything I could about
Hmm.
food, biology, nutrition, and everything I could. And I awoken myself to what food really was. And it's kind of weird because in high school they should teach you about nutrition. They should have like,
You'd think.
yeah,
You'd
they
think they'd
should,
teach you about your body and
yeah, they
what
teach
you're
you
putting into it.
English, they teach you math, they teach you, all this other bullshit, history, and then they skip by the whole, nutrition thing. And
The only
like,
thing you own in life is your body, and
yeah,
we don't tell
exactly. And
anybody about it.
I thought to myself later in life, I'm like, why the fuck don't they teach you this shit in high school? Like, hey, sugar kills, have it in moderation. Here's the funny thing. When I tell people how many things have sugar in it and they have to like look for the anti-sugar version of it, like here's the thing. Ketchup. I didn't realize, did you know that one of the greatest things that Heinz Ketchup, the corporation, did to make itself successful is
Hmm.
during the Depression, they realized that they could feed people sugar inside the ketchup. Like, there's no recipe for making ketchup at home that says add fucking 30% sugar. There's none. It's vinegar, tomatoes, salt, and maybe some other stuff. But never
Right.
was there a recipe that said put 30% sugar. Well, Heinz ketchup has 30% sugar added to it.
Hmm.
And if you look at the regular bottle, you're like, motherfucker, where'd all that sugar come from? And so I literally go out of my way to buy ketchup it's called simple ketchup, like where it's just ketchup, no sugar. And you get plenty of like sugar, like fructose from the tomatoes.
Hmm.
Tomatoes have ketchup or sugar naturally. But Heinz said, fuck, this stuff's like cocaine. If we add this shit to our ketchup, we're going to be $1 billion company. And
That's
sure
incredibly
enough,
addictive. It's
yeah,
incredibly addictive.
oh,
And most people are addicted to those hyper palatable, ultra processed foods.
yep. And sugar is 5 times more addictive than cocaine.
Hmm.
People don't know that. Like
Yeah.
if they would teach you just a little bit in high school about just this little shit, you would avoid, well, you might not avoid diabetes, but our society is highly susceptible to diabetes, heart disease, all these things,
Hmm.
and many of it can be triggered back to sugar. Like
Absolutely.
you look at all the things that people are drinking, even like I go with my friends sometimes to Starbucks once in a blue moon, maybe if we're at an airport. And I buy black coffee. And by the way, it's $1.50 for just black coffee sometimes.
Hmm.
And I buy black coffee, like just black. And they're buying these like fructose and fucking carmelitos and all the other
Oh
shit.
yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's coffee. Would you even like that? I'm like, I love fucking coffee. Coffee is great. It's delicious. It tastes amazing. Do you even know what the fuck coffee tastes like in that fucking thing you've got? Oh yeah, I love the Carmelito, Friabolito, blah blah blah. And it's got fucking whipped cream. I'm like, hey, that's not even close to coffee. That's like it's like a milkshake you got there.
Yep.
And like I showed him one time, I'm like, look at how much fucking shit's in how much sugar is in that thing. And it was like 128 grams of sugar in a fucking
Like
and
your week's
why
worth of sugar
yeah,
in one drink.
I don't even know why they call it Vinte, but the extra large version of the Frappolito thing.
Just to
And
make you feel better about ordering the extra large.
oh yeah, it's yeah. Well, they say it's Italian, but I'm pretty sure that's not even the Italian word for fucking whatever they call it. Long story short, I look at people that go to Starbucks and they get all these fucking drinks with whipped cream and caramel and syrup and stuff, and I'm like, do you know what's in that? Do you really know what you're drinking? Yeah, but it's so good. I start my day every day with one. Well, yeah, motherfucker, you're putting 128 grams of sugar every day in your body, and your pancreas is going, yo, motherfucker, that's a lot of sugar for me to break down.
Hmm. And that's how you create a lot of chronic sickness and good medical bills
Yeah,
for
and
the
that's the
large
crazy thing
companies.
too. Like, America, they were so like about the COVID vaccine, we got to save America. You want to save America, fucking, give people free insulin or, the whole diabetes industry is just a cash cow for the drug companies,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah. Are
And
you
the government,
familiar with Dr. Robert Lustig?
no, doesn't mean
You
anything, but I just don't know
you
the
should
guy.
write his name down and just give him a YouTube look and listen to some of his talks. He kind of breaks down what happened in the 70s when we started creating all
By the
of
way,
the
protein bar,
ultra
2 grams of
processed food.
sugar, just so we're clear. I'm sure somebody's watching going, what's he
All right,
eating?
I got my water here, my lime water.
What's it called?
It's the blur's kind of messing it up there. It's Better Goods. There you
Oh, there
go.
you go.
Better Goods lime. It's
Yeah,
just
I'll
flavored
be honest
water.
with you. I love like I don't think people understand water is good. Like it's especially if it's like good filtered water. Like
Hmm.
I drink 2 gallons a day, and like I drink water. But here's another thing, and I'm not plugging this company, but this company does. They do like little vitamins, like little round vitamin things, and you can just add it and adds flavor. But
Hmm.
it makes your water. It's not a sugar. It's not a sugar thing. It's like a little vitamin of
Right.
flavor.
Yeah.
Like
There's
I
all kinds of ways to integrate, things into your life that, especially food wise, that it doesn't have to be boring. You don't have to be eating boiled chicken and rice and broccoli all the time. Like there's a level of
I'll be honest
consistency,
with you,
and I
boiled
think
chicken and
making it
rice is good.
simple is more sustainable. But you can eat healthy and eat delicious, and your palate changes when you do that. The more you do it.
Well, here's the crazy thing. I tell people, if you drink water with your meals, whether it's like dinner, lunch, breakfast, whatever, you just drink water or tea, you actually enjoy the food more. Like you can taste the food. A lot
Mhm.
of these drinks that people are drinking with their meals, if you're the drink is what's feeding your tongue, your taste bud.
Right. Mhm.
But if you take that away and just make it water, like you're like, wow, this chicken and broccoli, it's got flavor, and especially if you add like sesame seeds or some sort of flavor.
Mhm.
And by the way, I got a ton of like shout out to Kinders. They're not sponsoring this interview, but are you familiar with Kinders
Like the
seasoning company?
chocolate, like the chocolate eggs, the Kinder chocolate
No, no,
eggs.
no, that's a different company. Kinder,
Okay.
Kinder. They do all the seasonings. They have like over 100
Oh, okay.
seasonings.
Yes. Yeah, I'm familiar. Yep.
Man, I must have like 50 of their seasonings. You add like a little bit of seasoning to something, I'm telling you, it blows things up. It makes it flavorful, great, delicious. And people forget that. Like you're eating the food, you're eating the chicken. You should
Hmm.
enjoy the chicken. You should
Yeah.
enjoy and by the way, there's great ways to literally add flavor to rice in a healthy manner. You add coconut milk to rice and you put like a little bit of jasmine rice together. I'm telling
Hmm.
you, that's crazy good.
That sounds good. I'm gonna have to try that one.
Yeah, if you boil jasmine rice in coconut milk and let it absorb it in there, and then add like I add cilantro or basil to it.
Hmm.
It's like a Thai rice, but it's so fucking good.
That sounds great. I'm gonna tell my wife that we gotta make that one.
Honey,
Sorry,
we're
my
making
dog's
Thai
barking over
rice. We got to get some coconut milk.
here.
And by the way, it's the condensed coconut milk that you added in there.
Right, right, right.
But
Sorry
yeah,
about that.
I'm
My
trying
dog
to
is
tell me,
being.
and it's like stickier too. Like it's like almost like a stickier rice. But I'm telling you, when you try that, and by the way, you have to add a green like cilantro or basil or something to add it up. Oh, and by the way, grab a green lime and squeeze that in there too, right at the end. You'll be in a good place.
I'm gonna be making that for dinner this week.
I'm telling you, we decided to do a podcast. It's now like a recipe show. So
Hey,
I always ask people this question: if you were going to tell somebody that's watching this right now something inspirational, what would you tell them? What would you tell them to inspire them to live a healthier life?
man, I put me on the spot here. I'd say the most I don't know, the biggest thing to take away, and this is probably on topic for what we've kind of already gone through, is that, the biggest realization when I was young that got me into fitness was that, not self-identifying as like what I did, at the time, which was just a student, a college student who, didn't know what they were going to do with their life, right? Most people are listening to this are probably in their job and they self-identify as like, I'm an accountant, I'm a lawyer, I'm a real estate broker, I'm whatever. They say that they're that. Maybe they say that they're a mom or they're a dad or they're a brother, or maybe they say I'm a outgoing person, right? We put all these labels on ourselves to try to figure out who we are, and at the end of the day, you are this. This is your body right here. And so the best way for us to go about functioning in the world, to do all the things that we love and we enjoy, is to take care of this. And it has to come first. If you want to be a better mom or a better dad, you got to take care of this first so that you have the energy to be around for your kids. If you want to do well in your career, you got to take care of this first because if you don't, then you're not going to have the energy to be productive, to go through the really hard, stressful days. Like you probably do okay at it now, but you could do that much more if you just prioritized this first. And it's not selfish. It's not putting yourself first in a selfish way. It's putting your health first in a way that helps you show up for everything that you love and care about in life.
Yeah, it's funny. I think people need to be inspired to live a healthier life. I do a podcast show called the Human Longevity Show. And it's funny because those two words, human longevity, you want to live a longer life, but you want to make sure that the last 10 years you're on this planet, that you actually have health. Like, your skin is healthy, your body's healthy, your insides are healthy,
Hmm.
your poop is healthy. I mean, people laugh about it when I tell them, but I'm saying, hey, easiest way you can tell what's going on inside your body, look at your poop. If it
Hmm.
smells like, if it's got a big aroma, things are probably good on the inside. And you have to really like understand what your body's doing on a daily basis. And another thing I tell people all the time, get your blood work. I don't care if you do it every 3 months like I do. When you go get your blood work, you can learn so much about what's going on in your body. And there's
Right.
some great programs out there where you can get blood work for as little as $40 a month. And once you know your blood work and you can see all the things that are happening in your body, you can really understand, hey, I got to change my diet. I got to do this. Like for a while there, I
Hmm.
was popping too many muffins for breakfast in the morning, and I started realizing, holy shit, there's sugar in the muffins, and I don't need that much sugar. So you,
Right.
you you start to understand when you start looking at your blood work, your thyroid, your A1C, all the things that are happening in your body, and you can start addressing things before they get out of hand, before you end up,
Hmm.
going to the urgent care, going, okay, I think something's fucked up with me. Can you help me out?
Half the battle is just awareness. It's just
Exactly.
trying to figure out what you don't know.
Exactly. All right. He's Lucas. I'm Chris. Say goodbye to everyone, buddy.
See ya. Thanks for listening.